my name is Nicole.
And hi, my name is Caleb.
Today, we'll be talking to you about the different question types you will most likely be hearing during an interview.
We'll also be sharing strategies with you on how to answer these questions through examples.
First off, we have open questions. Open questions vary in degree of openness in which respondents have considerable freedom to determine the amount and kind of information to give. There are two types of open questions, highly open and moderately open.
Highly open questions lays virtually no restrictions on the interviewee, while moderately open questions are more restrictive but give respondents considerable latitude within their answers.
During open questions, the interviewer encourages respondents to talk and to determine the type and amount of information to disclose. Open questions usually generate lengthy answers and reveal what the interviewee thinks is important and encourage them to provide details and descriptions you might not think to ask for. Such answers are likely to disclose knowledge level, uncertainty, intensity of feelings, perceptions, and biases.
While answering an open question, try to stay on track and maintain control of your answer. Now, avoid rambling and giving unimportant or irrelevant information. Make sure not to withhold important information you feel is relevant or too obvious, sensitive, or dangerous.
Here's an example of a proper way to answer an open-ended question.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm currently a senior at Ball State University, majoring in elementary education. I'm very dedicated to serving youth in my neighborhood. For example, I volunteer as a staff member for my town's theater program for elementary school children. I also provide SAT prep to local high school students once a month. I believe my passion for inspiring and educating kids makes me a good fit for your education nonprofit organization.
While answering the question, she remained focused on the job description. No matter what your answer, be sure it focuses on the skills, requirements, and/or experiences related to the job. Provide an example while answering in depth, but keeping it concise.
Now on to closed questions. Closed questions are narrowly focused and restrict the interviewee's freedom to determine the amount and kind of information to provide. Just like open questions, there are two types of closed, moderately and highly closed.
Moderately closed questions ask for specific, limited pieces of information. Highly closed questions are very restrictive, often asking you for a single piece of information. Now, closed questions enable you to control the length of your answers to answer specific information. They require little effort from either party and allow you to ask more questions in more areas in less time. Now, brief answers are easy to record and tabulate. Here's an example.
What are your favorite classes?
I really enjoy my interviewing class. It helped me with understanding the structure and process of interviewing for answers and asking questions, which will really benefit me career-wise. I also really enjoyed my racial and diversity class as well. It really opened my eyes about the importance of diversity.
He kept his answers short, but also made sure it contained the kind of information the employer is wanting to know, despite the restriction the phrasing of the question caused. Another type of question you may experience are probing questions. Some types of probing questions include silent probes, nudging, clearinghouse probes, informational, restatement, mirror, and reflective.
We'll be giving you an example of a reflective probing question. Now, this question appears when it appears necessary to clarify or verify an answer to be certain you have received it as intended. Avoid any wording or nonverbal signals where you might interpret as an attempt to lead or get trapped into giving a desired answer. So, Nicole, are you implying that this job interview is solely for practice?
No, let me clarify. I was saying I try to accept most interviews as I can for practice to continue to prepare me for more effective interviews and help develop my interpersonal communication for any future relationships. Each interview I view as an opportunity, not just practice.
Now, Nicole was able to provide the interviewer with more information following the first primary question to clarify her answer to avoid miscommunication. Now we're going to talk about certain occurrences where you are incapable of answering a question during an interview.
The don't ask, don't tell question. This occurs when the interviewer asks for information and emotions that you may be incapable of addressing because of social, psychological, or situational constraints. There is an appropriate time and place for everything, but some areas are usually off limits or taboo, such as sex, personal income, religious convictions, and certain illnesses, especially during an interview.
Keep in mind that many times illegal questions aren't asked with ill intent. An inexperienced interviewer may say something like, "That's a beautiful accent, where are you from?" as a way to spark conversation. She might not realize the question is illegal or may not know how to frame the question in a legal way.
So, Caleb, what religious holidays do you observe?
What is the schedule like for this position? I'm pretty certain that I'll be able to work the schedule you need for this position.
Caleb was able to answer back with a question that allows not to fully give an exact answer to the interviewer, but still provides a response. If you feel that a question is inappropriate, you can definitely ask the interviewer to clarify how it relates to the job. You are also within your rights to tell the interviewer that you're not willing to answer a question that makes you uncomfortable. And if a question is truly offensive and discriminatory, you have the option of filing a complaint with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission.
Today we went over a few of the questions one might experience during an interview. We gave examples of an open question, a closed question, probing question, and a pitfall question. By educating yourself on the types of questions you could be asked beforehand will allow you to provide the interviewer with adequate answers and help you succeed as you navigate your way through the working world.
Thanks for listening, and good luck in your interview.